Good morning, class. Welcome to the physics online classes for class 9. As we were learning about the chapter gravitation, we have completed almost all the topics related to theoretical part. We have read what the gravitational force was, what is acceleration due to gravity, and what is gravitational constant's value, and what is the value of g. And in the last class, we have seen some numericals related to the gravitational constant, that is capital G. And we have seen how the surface any of the body kept on the earth, then how does it influence the object, and what is the force acting on that object, and the weight always acts in the downward direction, right? In this session we are going to see the numericals related to the equations of motion, that too for the freely falling bodies, that we will use the value of small g, that is acceleration due to gravity. These topics I have already told you, but just give a revision that what we have read. We know that in the first chapter, that is motion, we have learned some general equations of motion. The three equations of motion were given as the first equation of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at. Second equation of motion, that is s is equals to ut plus half at square. Third one, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2as. Now we were talking about the body of a free fall, right? So the motion of the free falling body, that is the only force, that is gravitation, will be acting on that object. No other force will influence the object. So here for freely falling bodies, the acceleration due to gravity will be working. So we can say that on the freely falling bodies, the acceleration will be replacing by the acceleration due to gravity, because the body is freely falling, so the only force or the only acceleration on that body will be working due to the gravitation. So we have used that as displacement s and the acceleration a. Now when we talk about a free fall, then we just allow the body to fall from a height. So on replacing this s, that is the displacement, with the new word, that is h, which will be the height. So on replacing these equations by giving acceleration due to gravity and displacement to the height, so the equations now we get for the freely falling bodies will be given by, that is v is equals to u plus at will be changing into v is equals to u plus gt, and the second equation of motion, that is s is equals to ut plus half at square, will replace to s will be changing into height, because we are dropping an object from a height, which will be the h. And the acceleration due to gravity, this is a, will be changing into the acceleration due to gravity g. So h is equals to ut plus half gt square. And the third one, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2as, where a will be changing into the acceleration due to gravity g, and s will be changing into the h, that is the height. So the three equations of the motion for the freely falling bodies will be given by v is equals to u plus gt, h is equals to ut plus half gt square, v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. So we will use these numericals in the first chapter also by using these equations. What we have seen, that for any body which is at the rest condition and able to start, then the initial velocity of that body, that is u, will be equals to 0, and when it starts, the final velocity v will be of some value. Again, when the body is at the start and will be going to stop, then the final velocity will be 0 and the initial velocity will have some value. Similarly, there are some conditions and the important points which we have to remember during this equation given for the freely falling bodies. We know that body is falling vertically downwards, right? You can see any of the examples. If you throw a ball from a height, the velocity of the body increases gradually, right? And this velocity increases due to the gravity. So when we vertically downwards the body is given, then the velocity is increasing, and that increase in the velocity gives the acceleration, but since it is going downwards, so acceleration acting on it will be due to the gravity. So acceleration due to gravity will be working, but that too in the downward direction. So see the points which we have to remember. The first point here, it is given as when a body is falling vertically downwards, that is when we are dropping a body from the height, the velocity gradually increases. So the acceleration due to gravity is working on it, that too in the downward direction, and the body is also falling in the downward direction. So both the directions are same. So we can say that the acceleration due to gravity for a freely falling can be taken as positive. And we knew that the value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. So here the acceleration due to gravity will be given by the positive 9.8 meter per second square. And the second point, when we throw the body upwards, for an example, if we throw a ball upwards, then it will move with some velocity, and after a height, reaching a maximum height, it will come back again. So we can say that a body goes with the velocity and the acceleration, but after reaching a point, its velocity decreases. Now after getting almost zero, it will return back to the earth. So we can say that when a body is thrown vertically upwards, its velocity is decreasing. So the acceleration due to the gravity is acting in the opposite direction, because the body is moving upwards and the acceleration due to gravity acting on it is in the downward direction. So we will take the value of g as negative, that is g is equals to minus 9.8 meter per second square. Have you got it? That when we take a body to moving vertically upward direction, then the value of g, that is acceleration due to gravity, will be taken as positive, and when the body is vertically downwards, then the acceleration due to gravity is taken as negative. Okay. Now when a body is dropped freely from a height, because it is freely falling body, we have to drop a body from a height freely, then it will gradually increase its velocity towards the downward direction, because the only force acting on it is the gravity. So we can say that we did not never use a velocity to throw a ball. We just have to freely drop the ball. So the initial velocity with which we are throwing is 0, but it attained the velocity due to the gravity. So we can say that whenever the body is dropped freely from a height, its inertial velocity, that is u, will be 0, and it will have some value of v. Similarly, when the object is thrown vertically upwards, it attains we need a velocity, and it attains the velocity at the highest position will be 0. Right? Because we have to throw a ball with some speed or the velocity, then it will go to a height, and when it reaches to some height at the maximum point, the velocity of that point will become 0. So we can say here that whenever a body is moved or thrown vertically upwards, then the acceleration due to gravity will be acting on it, and the value of initial velocity will be of some value because we are throwing it with some speed, and the value of the final velocity, that is v, will become 0, because at some point the velocity will become 0 and return back to the earth. Here the last point, we can see that the time taken by a body to rise the highest point, because we know that whenever a body is given the freely falling or we are throwing it vertically upwards, the body takes some time and reaches to the highest point. So we know that whenever the body with which we are throwing it upwards, the time taken by that body to reach the highest point, it took the same time while reaching back to the earth. So we can say that the time taken by the body to reach to the highest point is equal to the time taken to it falling to the same height. Got it? So these 5 points will be used in the numericals. By seeing the question itself, we can understand which point will be used over there. But the value of g should be taken as 9.8 meter per second square, or some conditions we will be given in the numericals that g will be taken as 10 meter per second square, that is the approx value of the acceleration due to gravity. So now let's start by using the values in the numerical problems. So shall we see the first numerical, which is given as: to estimate the height of a bridge over a river, a stone is dropped freely. What we have seen that if we are standing on the height of a bridge, like if you are standing here, you can see on the figure that if you are standing on the bridge and you just allow a ball to drop out from the height, now it is falling, right? And when it falls, whether we have to drop it with some velocity or the highest velocity? No need, because when we drop, the only force acting on it will be the gravitation, that is a freely falling body. So in this ball, the only force will be acting in the downward direction, but here the value of u will be 0. Okay, now it is given that that stone takes 2 seconds to touch the water surface, that is the time will be 2 seconds, and g is given as 9.8 meter per second square, and that too the value will be positive because the body is coming vertically downwards and the gravity is also working downwards. So we can say that both are working downwards, so the value of g will be positive, that is plus 9.8 meter per second square. So whatever given here is u, t, g, and we have to find the height, that is h. So which is the formula which is using these 4 values? That is the 3 equations you can see in the upper, that there are the 3 values. Which value you will be using? Like see, we have to find h. We are having the second and the third equation where we are using h. So in this 2 equation, which is the equation will be used in it? Because the t value is also given here. In the third equation, t is not used. So we will be using the second equation of motion, that is h is equals to ut plus half gt square. So this is how you have to conclude that which of the equation will be used for solving this numerical. So let's start the numerical, that how we will be solving this, by using the second equation of motion for the freely falling body. So now we will be seeing the solution. I say that whenever the body fall vertically downwards, then the value of u will be 0, and the time is given as 2 seconds, and h is given as to find. We only know these 3 values, and g is obvious, that is plus 9.8 meter per second square. So we see that we will be using the second equation of motion, that is h is equals to ut plus half at square. So we just have to put the values in h is equals to ut plus half at square. We have to find the h, that is ut plus half. Instead of a, we will be using g, that is gt square. We know that u's value is 0, value of t is 2 plus half, g's value is 9.8 and t is 2, that is the 2 square will be 4. Okay, now can we cancel it? Yes, the value of the 4 will be cancelled and it will be 2, and this value will be vanished because on multiplying to 0 the value will be negligible. So the remaining values are 9.8 into 2, that is on multiplying these 2 values, 8 to the 16, 1 carry, 9 to the 18 plus 1, that is 19, and decimal, since the first value of the numerical is kept the decimal at 1 digit, right? So the value of the answer will also become at the 1 digit forward. So we can say that the value will be 19.6, and since we have to find the height, so value of h will be 19.6 meter. So this is the answer, that the height of the bridge from where we are going to drop the object, then the height of the bridge over the water level is given as 19.6 meter. Got it? So whenever the body is thrown vertically downwards, then the value of u will be 0, that is the initial velocity will be 0. So we will see now the second problem. Read the question along with me, that when a ball is thrown vertically upwards, it goes through a distance of 19.6 meter. It is given here that the height travelled by a body is 19.6 meter. It is already given. The second thing, find the initial velocity of the ball, that we have to find the value of u. So just write over there that what are the values which are given and what are the values which we have to find, so that you can conclude the which equation can be used in the question. Now after that, it is given that the time taken by it to rise to the highest point. We have to find both, that is the time as well as the u. So if we find the u, then we can use the other equation to find the value of t, that is time. And g is given here, that is 9.8 meter per second square. Now, since the ball is thrown vertically upward, so the value of g will be 9.8 because it is acting against the direction of the gravity, that is acceleration due to gravity acts in the downward direction and the ball is thrown vertically upward, so the value of g will be minus 9.8 meter per second square. Okay, so what are the values that we have to find? Here the h is given. Firstly we will find the value of u, so u have to find, g is given. Okay, so again we have to use which value? Since the body is moving upward direction, so u will be have to find, because some value will be there for the initial velocity, because we have to throw the object with some velocity, but after reaching to the maximum point the velocity of that body will be 0. So what we conclude, that whenever the body is moving vertically downwards, then the velocity of u will be 0, and whenever the body is thrown vertically upward, then the value of v will be 0. Right? So here are the values which we are getting, that is v is given, h is given, u is given, t is not given. So we will be using the third equation of motion, because in second equation of motion the u is also used, t is also used, but here the t is not given, so we cannot use the second equation of motion. We will be using the third equation, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2as, but instead of a we will be using g, and instead of s we will be using s, that is the height. Now for the final velocity, we know that whenever the body is vertically thrown upwards to reaching to the maximum point or the height, the velocity will be 0, that is v will be 0, and the value of u we have to find, so u will be as it is, plus it is 2gh, then it will be 2, and g will be minus 9.8 because it is acting to the opposite direction, and the value of height is 19.6. So what we can say, that we get in the left side, that is v is 0. So we can say that 0 is equals to u square, it's remaining over there because u's value is not there, we have to find it. Now there was plus sign and 2 into 9.8, that is 19.6. Okay, but 19.6 is also in negative because the value of g is negative. So what we can write here, that minus 19.6, and again it is multiplied to 19.6 because the value of h was 19.6. And since the left side is 0, we can just transfer this words to the left side. So what we will get, that is u square is equals to 19.6 into 19.6. We don't have to multiply the terms because we know that as it is u square. So if we have the square root, then the value of one of the object will come out. So the value of u will be 19.6, and since it is the value of the initial velocity, it will be meter per second. Have you got it? How to find the value of the initial velocity? So here we have used the third equation of motion, and we have find the value of u, that is 19.6 meter per second. Now we have to find the time, so we can use the first equation of motion as well as the second equation of motion. So you can use any of the equations because both are using the value t. We have to find it, and in both the equation the t is given, and we have already find out the value of the u also, and we are having the value of v also. So we can use any of the two equations, that is first and second. We are using the first equation here, that is v is equals to u plus at. Instead of a we will be using gt. Since the v is given 0, so it will be 0, and in the above equation we have find that u is equals to 19.6, so u will be 19.6 plus gt, g is minus 9.8, so minus 9.8 into t. So now what we can write, that if this 9.8 comes to the left side, then it will be positive 9.8 t is equals to 19.6, then value of t will be 19.6 upon 9.8. If we cancel each other, then the value of t will be 2, and since it is time, so the unit will be seconds. So it is t is equals to 2 seconds. So we have used the first equation to find out the time, and we got it as a 2 seconds. So in this question there were the two values which we have to find. One is the initial velocity, which we have used the third equation of motion to find the initial velocity, and by using the first equation of motion we have find the value of the time, that is 2 seconds. So next we can see the other solve. That is a sample problem third one. Here we will be seeing the other question, that how we will be solving it. Here the sample problem 3. A cricket ball is dropped from a height. Again the ball is dropping from the vertically height. So we can say that the body is coming downward direction. Then the initial velocity will be 0 and final velocity will have some value. So we have to find it. Next, what it is given, that height, that is 20 meter, it is dropped from the height 20 meter. So height is given. And what we have to calculate, see the first question, that calculate the speed of the ball when it is hits the ground. So we have to find the velocity, that is v, because when it hits the ground it is the final velocity, and the final velocity will increase because it is hitting the ground with the velocity due to the acceleration of gravity. So we will have to find. H is given, u is 0, and we have to find. So what is the equation that we will use? Because in the first and the second equation there is the value of t, but we are not having the value of t, so we will be using the second equation of motion, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. So using this equation we will be finding the values of v. Since it is given v is equals to u square plus 2gh, so let the v square be same, because we are not having the value, we have to find the value of v. Now for u square, we know the value of u is 0, 0 square plus 2gh, that is 2 into 9.8, but it is given here that we have to take the value of g as 10 meter per second square, so it will be 10. And again the value of height is 20, so whole value is of the v square. 0, it will be vanish. 2 into 20, that is 40, 40 into 10, it will be 400, that is the value of v square is 400. If you take the square root of 400, it will be 20. So we can say that the value of v is 20 meter per second. So here how we take out the value of the v, by using the third equation of the motion. Now in the second question, what it is given, that calculate the time. So we already find the velocity, that is v, and we are having the velocity of u also, and we are having the h also. So we can use any of the two equations, that is the first and the second equation, for finding the time. But it is easy to use the first equation, that is v is equals to u plus gt. So for v, the value of v is 20 meter per second, which we have find in the first equation, and u is 0 plus acceleration, since it is moving in the downward direction, it will be positive, that is acceleration due to gravity is 10, and t will remain as the same because we have to find the value. Now 20 is equals to 10t, and 10 will be getting to divide the 20, so t will be 20 upon 10, that is t is equals to 2 seconds. Here we have find the value of t also. So by using the third and the first equation, we have find the value of the velocity, that is the final velocity v, and the time taken, that is the t, by the body to reach the surface or to strike the ground. Okay, so now maybe you may have got through the topic that how we have to use the equations for the freely falling bodies, right? And here you can see the sample problem number 4, that ball is thrown up, that is the ball is thrown in the upward direction, the value will, the g will be in the negative, because it is moving against the gravity. Now how high it will go before it begins to fall, means we have to find the height, right? And since the body is moving upwards, so velocity u will be there, but the final velocity will be 0. So v is 0 and the velocity u will be 15 meter per second. Because if it is given in the question any of the velocities, first think which will be 0, that u will be 0 or the v will be 0. If the value is not 0, that is u may not be 0 or v may not be 0, then there the value of u or v may be the value which is given in the question. So here v is 0, so the given 15 meter per second will be the value of u. And what we have to find here, that is h. And what it is given here, g, that is 9.8 meter per second square, but it will be minus 9.8. So using these 3-4 quantities, which equation can be used? That is the third equation, that is v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. So we will be using this value because we have to find the value of h, right? So v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. For v it is 0, for u it is 15 square plus 2gh, that is 2 into 9.8 into h. So 9.8 is minus, so we can say that 15 square minus 9.8 into 2, it will be 19.6 h. Now what it will be? 19.6 h is equals to 15 square. Now what is 15 square? It is 225. So h is equals to 225 upon 19.6. Okay, on dividing these two values we can get the height. So we are using the third equation of motion to get the value of the height through which we are dropping this body. Okay. Here you can see the value, that 225 divided by 19.6, which is given as 11.4 meters. So we can say that ball attains a height of 11.4 meter to reach the ground. Okay. So before beginning to fall, what does it mean? That is the maximum height covered by the ball in the vertical direction is given by 11.4 meters. So this is the value of h. So you have seen the problems that how we have to solve and how we have to use the points regarding the equation of motion of the freely falling bodies. So in the next class we will be solving some more problems and we'll be seeing the conceptual questions related to the acceleration due to gravity or the capital G, that is the universal gravitational constant. So thank you class. In the next class we will be seeing the further topics.